About 400 sunflowers printed and painted one by one to create these fields. Hi, bon dia, I'm Laura Nicolás, and today I want to explain how we made this sunflower field. A couple of years ago, we spent the summer in the Italian Tuscany, and one of the most iconic images of the area is these sunflower fields stretching as far as the eye can see, never completely flat, always following the shape of the land, and the fields gently rise and fall, and the sunflowers adapt to these small slopes. And this is exactly what we wanted to recreate, not just the sunflower fields, but also the slopes and the difference in height. The first step was deciding how to make the sunflowers. We tried making them out of paper. We also bought some that turned out to be too large for the scale that we were needing. And in the end, we chose 3D printing because it's the easiest, it's the cheapest, and it's the option that gives us the best results. I found this free model and we printed 3 or 4 copies to see if it would work for our diorama. The model comes with 3 separate meshes, one for the flower, one for the stem, and one for the center of the sunflower where the disc and the seeds are. I assume the reason it comes in separate parts is so each piece can be printed in the appropriate filament color, avoiding the need to paint. However, this approach didn't really work for me because we were going to print in resin and we don't currently have resins in color. And even if it had been printed in filament, plastic colors are usually too bright and have a shiny finish that doesn't fit with the rest of the nativity diorama that we are building. So we were going to have to paint them anyway, and I decided to merge the parts into a single mesh to avoid the extra step of gluing the pieces together. In the first test print, we also noticed that the stem with only 2 leaves looked too empty, so I duplicated the leaf and attached it in different places to make it fuller. With these modifications, we were able to print all 400 units and start painting. I have to say that for a few weeks I carried a box full of sunflowers and paints everywhere, painting whenever I had a spare moment. For example, I took it to a family lunch, and in the afternoon after coffee, I had quite a few people helping. For the stem, I used a dark green that I mixed myself. And for the flowers, I also mixed the colors to get a yellow-orangey tone. From there on, it was all about patience and painting each sunflower one by one until all 400 were completely finished. To place the sunflowers, I prepared long sheets of foam and used a craft knife to shape them, rounding both sides so they would resemble the gentle slopes of the terrain. After that, I actually had to remove all of the sunflowers because I needed to paint the base brown. Pink fields do not look right. In the end, I made 8 of those long sections with about 50 sunflowers on each one. And then it was time to place the pieces in the diorama, doing the final assembly. and hiding the joints between the different sections using moss and sand. These sunflower fields are not in the foreground of the scene but in the background, adding more depth and more realism to the composition. They were also built in a modular way with 8 independent sections so that another year we could place a sunflower field in a different scene with a completely different layout and reuse all the work that was done. Thank you very much for watching this video, and remember that you can visit this nativity diorama in Parets del Vallès during the months of December and January. That's when the exhibition is open. I've left a link in the description so you can check the exact opening hours. It would also help me a lot if you subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Thank you very much and see you soon.